welcome to the Crafty Toads podcast. This is episode 33. You notice that Spike knows exactly when we start. We were doing the prep stuff before, didn't make a sound. The minute I said Crafty Toads podcast, listen to him.
He wants to be part of the podcast.
Anyway, we are in episode 33. This is a podcast about knitting and crocheting and sewing and all sorts of crafty things. And I am Mary Beth. You can find me all over at MaryBeth494. Mostly Ravelry and Instagram. You may speak now. And
sure
I
done?
have like a cloud of dog hair all around, including on my nose.
Okay. I am Helen, and you can find me as Helen HG69 everywhere.
And we are sisters.
And we're called the Crafty Toads because we own a company together called Toad Hollow, and we make project bags and dye beautiful yarn.
Yes. And we also, actually, we were just talking about this before we started. We make paper party supplies, which we never, ever talk about. It's the redheaded stepchild of our business that actually keeps us afloat. But it's not related to knitting, so we usually leave it out.
Yeah, but
we also have paper stuff.
you can see all of it at our website, toadhollowNJ.com.
I seriously
That
have
is-
a cloud of dog hair just floating down.
Probably all the self-promotion we will do today.
Yes, because we did a lot of it last week.
Yeah.
Last time. We are in a new spot today because leading up to this, it was gray and overcast and actually raining outside. We were planning to do it outside.
Right, and the week leading up to this has been 150
Hell.
degrees and like 100% humidity. So.
Yeah. Actually, yesterday, we had a real feel of 103.
Yesterday was one of those days where you get the excessive heat warning and don't go outside.
Right. Do not leave your house. So. And what did we do? We went...
It was after dark. I mean, not after dark, but it was after the height of it.
Right. But we decided to go out in
Amongst
a car.
the people, which is not a good idea when I'm hot.
Oh my god. I get a little bit warm, and it's best to keep me away from everybody.
We weren't even stuck in traffic. The car was actually moving, and just like everybody has to get out of my way.
Right. Why are these people on my road?
We should explain. Our car does not have air conditioning. So on days like yesterday, if the car is not moving, life is not good.
No, it's really not. Anyway, new spot. We are in our living room. You can see the back a little bit. And
you can see our hung pictures.
yeah, we put up our pictures, which I will
Which means
explain later.
We should be moving in about a week.
Right. No, I have a story that goes with that, so that it
okay.
actually is a good thing.
Okay.
But we have a bookcase with some of our tchotchkes and books in it, and
We have bags just thrown casually.
it is not thrown. It was up because we were vacuuming. Anyway, on to important things.
Yes.
We have a Ravelry group, that's the word I'm looking for, Ravelry group, called the Crafty Toads, that you can come and join us if you would like. We do giveaways and knit-alongs sometimes. I think we're going to get into a knit-along soon. It's
we
just
have to
with the move and everything,
figure out it, come up with a plan.
we had to get ourselves back on track.
We're not
But
good at flying by the seat of our pants. So
Even though
need
we
a plan.
spend a good amount of time doing
Right.
that, I think that's our life mostly is flown by the seat of our pants.
Which is, case in point that we don't do well by the seat of our pants.
Right. So yes, come check us out there. You will see us. And we gave our handles for Instagram and everything, and you might see us show up as Toad Hollow NJ, because that's our company. So every now and then we pop up as that.
Right.
Okay. Get in some real knitting here. Okay, so going to start with FOs. Here we go. Helen's got a finished object, and I'm so jealous of her.
Oh, you should be.
I'm so jealous of her.
Ah, let's move on. That is like the whole best part of this whole thing is that I get to move on.
Okay, so we should stress we really enjoyed knitting this. It's just by the time you got to the end, it was
long.
I just want to be done.
And once you got over the mystery part of it, then I still enjoyed, for the most part, I enjoyed knitting it. It was just once I knew how it was ending, then I wanted it done.
Yeah. I just need
not-
my minions to come in and finish knitting for me.
I don't have the attention span. This is the Hohi starting point. And I'm done. Mine.
Okay, so look at this gorgeousness. It's so huge.
This is the halfway point.
Oh, it is beautiful.
And I do love it. I have parts where I wish I had chosen differently. But I wouldn't have not... I mean, the whole point of the mystery is you don't know.
At Fairy Mouse.
Oh my
It's
God,
so beautiful.
Fairy
The
Mouse
pink
is
and
the
brown.
pink.
And then the pink and brown against the green, which is a conatum, is just so pretty.
And I
love
really
it.
love the Will-o'-the-Wisp, which is the green. And oh my God, Fairy Mouse and the Will-o'-the-Wisp together.
Here, hold it up a little bit longer so they can see. So, Will-o'-the-Wisp is this minty green one against the pink. It's just so...
And it has
so
pink and
pretty.
purple speckles.
Oh. And then this is... The yellow is Jemima Petal Duck from Elm Tree Yarns.
It's the only...
right.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
only
Elm Tree
non-Toad
Yarns.
Hollow color that I used.
And when you got the large patches of it together, oh, it's so pretty.
And here... And this is where things didn't work out great. This section here is striping of Jemima and Fairy Mouse, but the pink in Jemima is the exact same pink as Fairy Mouse, so that you can't really
See the stripes as
see
well.
the stripes as well,
It's not
because
as well delineated, yeah.
This shawl, I think, is much better in a tonal with tonals and solids.
Yeah.
Than the speckles. I have way too many speckles so that they blend.
Maybe one speckle, but not
Yeah.
more than one. Which I'm pretty sure Hohi said something about. We just paid no attention to it.
Well, I didn't think of...
Nobody knew how it was going to be. So.
Yeah, and to me, speckle is like the Will-o'-the-Wisp, where it's a color and then specks. To me, that's speckles.
Okay.
Because looking at Jemima, that wasn't a speckle, that was
Variegated.
variegated, yeah.
That's the word. For it, right?
So I think the variegated just don't work that great here unless you're using totally different colors.
Right.
And my colors were just too similar. And my Will-o'-the-Wisp that I love, as this one stripe here, you can see it, but it's not the pop that you get with yours.
No, it's not. But what it does do is it does.
I mean,
definitely
it breaks up my
the
colors.
darker colors.
Right.
So it did what it was supposed to do.
It's just not. I would prefer a pop.
You know what? Mine
And
isn't-
again, that's something you won't know until not
Until you do
knowing
it
what
right.
you're doing. Yeah.
I don't know that mine is going to be that much of a pop either. Because
Oh,
mine is
when
the
you-
budgie.
Yeah, but when you hold yours up, there's a pop.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a pop up in between your colors.
Okay.
And mine, there's a difference in between my colors. It's just
Not the pop.
It's not
Okay.
the pop.
I gotcha.
it's too subtle a color.
Okay.
Overall, I mean, I'm picking at it. I adore it. I adore the size of it. We
It is going to be perfect
Like
for going
at-
to the movies.
at
or
a
something
movie in the summer, or if you're in a restaurant and they've got the air conditioning pounding on you, it's perfect because it's the perfect size. It'll go over your arms completely.
Like that. Right.
Um,
And it's not heavy.
and it's
really
not right,
light.
and it's not heavy, and you just throw it in your bag and have it for things like that.
Oh,
just throw it in
so pretty.
this massive thing. But
Well, the thing in doing it in fingering weight is it'll fold down to almost nothing.
yeah,
So
and it's not blocked yet, so it's probably going to double in size.
what we can do is
I
we'll
want to aggressively block it.
we'll make a Hohi bag. There'll be a little drawstring bag. And
It'll be our go bag.
Yeah. But you'll have a Hohi bag that you just have this in and you just grab it when we're
Yeah.
going out to like the movies or something.
But I mean, here, see, I can.
Oh, please. Honey. We both can do this. See? Look
Okay,
at that.
YouTube, when you're taking our screenshot.
Oh, please do this. Actually, the screenshot is going to be when we're holding it up like that.
So, this is going to last 5 seconds.
Hohi.
Heat.
Done.
Done. I adore it. And the construction. was ingenious.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Absolutely
It really is.
ingenious.
That's what is
And that
really
is what I
intriguing
really
me.
loved the most. You know, when I did the fairy hill, not the fairy hill, the snow melt, I adored every stitch of that mystery knit along.
Right.
There were parts of this where I just wanted it done. But I was intrigued.
Twisted rib.
There's a lot of twisted rib. And she twists. I've always done twisted rib where you knit in the back stitch, but you purl normally. Not this one. You are purling through the back loop and
She taught us how to do twisted rib properly.
Right. I love the look of twisted rib.
Yeah.
I do not love doing twisted rib. And doing twisted rib, you know, when you're doing 3 or 4 rows like here. This one. That's fine. Twisted when you're this far along and
million
you're doing, you know, 10. But look how pretty it is.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Look at that twisted rib. And again, with this color, doesn't show up great.
No, you really can see it.
I mean, it's just that you learn. I learned a lot about color.
Well, that's very
You know, and the use of color in this, because I just grab things that I love, and I never think about how the stitch definition is going to show up. Or
Right. This is
just
where
because
we're showing
that's not where I think normally.
Right.
And again, with a mystery knit along, I had no idea where I was using this color, so I wouldn't have known. But if I were to do this again and pick my colors again, I would pick differently
Right. Okay.
and pick colors with that thought process in mind.
Okay.
Because this is all about the stitches.
Yeah.
It's about the stitches and the construction and everything. Because we were with my mom, and we were trying to explain to her how you get the chevron when you're knitting, when you're actually oh my God, I can't take this anymore. Sorry. It's very warm. But when you're knitting, you are knitting straight across, but you're getting a chevron because the way the stitches go. I'm just trying to explain it.
I know. If you're not doing it and you're a visual person, and you have to she has to do it in order to understand what we're saying.
And we've been predominantly sweater knitters.
Right.
So that you go round and round and round and round, and you're not wrapped up in the stitching and the design of something like this.
No, the big thing you're worrying about is whether you get the purl in the right spot so that it makes the Christmas tree or whatever.
And we've done lace and we've done cables, but this kind of thing where you're doing the decreasing and the increasing to get the pattern
chevron and everything,
then get the pattern to go the way you want it. This is the genius of Hohi.
Right.
So
it's spectacular. It really is.
And I love it in the end. Even with my all the picking, I just went against it. So.
Yeah. All right, so before you put it away, do you want to very quickly tell everybody again what yarns you used?
So sure. So color 1 is the Will-o'-the-Wisp, is the
minty green.
minty green. Color 2 is Shadow Moon, and that is the blue, and the blue and turquoise variegated, and I adore that yarn. Color 3 is the yellow variegated, and that is Jemima Puddle Duck by Elm Tree Yarns. Color 4 is the green, and that's a Conatum, which is from our Deadly Garden series. And color 5 is my absolute favorite, is Fairy Mouse. And it's a pink and brown variegated, and I just loved it. Oh, the other thing I would do when I do my next Hohi.
Okay.
No Stellina.
Really? Mm. I love the Stellina. I think it looks really pretty catching the light.
So,
okay.
That's half a Hohi.
I am plugging along on mine. I am not going to show it because it's not that much of a difference. So, but mine is continuing. I am done. Look at that. Half of Clue 4.
Look at that coded.
That's really pretty.
Go on. You may continue.
Thank you. I am done the first half of Clue 4, and I am on the last bit of Clue 4 on the second half. So I am hopefully going to be joining them soon.
Cool.
And maybe
once
by
you get
next
there,
time,
then it goes quickly.
I may be done.
Yeah.
But I do have a finished object.
Drum roll, please.
Dun, dun, dun. So we talked about how we crocheted flowers, and we were going to wrap them around fairy lights, which you can't really see. They're on. You can't really see it on the screen, I don't think.
About 20 minutes ago, we were wrapping flowers around fairy lights.
Well, the
It's
problem
very hard
was
to find fairy lights in July.
I have several boxes, but they're colored lights, and I wanted the white.
We have always gone towards color.
Yeah.
And we thought we would use color, but it just didn't work with the flowers.
No, with the flowers, I thought the white is so much prettier. So, Helen, we're going to hang this later, and Helen's going to take a picture and put it at the beginning, probably, or maybe the end. I don't know. She will find a spot for it. But here is our garland. And this is my finished object because I spent quite a bit of time
Add it. Good.
sewing in the ends. That
Right.
took a long time. And then I just
Joining
crocheted a
all the
single...
flowers.
I just did a single crochet chain to connect them because I knew that it was going to be the main thing was going to be the lights that were going to be seen. So,
And it's one of those things that you never think about when you come up with the idea. It's like, oh, cool, we'll crochet flowers. So now you have 50 flowers that have
2 ends each.
so 100 ends that you have to sew in, and you have to chain 50 flowers together.
Hey, actually, the chaining did not take very long. All I did, if anybody is interested, is do a chain of 10 stitches. Then I did 3 where I connected it to the back of the flower, and then did 10 stitches, and then did another 3 on the back of the next flower. So it really was a piece of cake, and sewing in the ends was very, very simple. It's just a little time consuming.
It's time consuming, and it's not something that you want to spend your time doing.
No, because when you're done, you want to be done.
Right.
So I have been very good with my ho-he up until now, weaving in the ends and everything, because the last thing I want to do is, once you're finished, have to weave in.
I wove in my ends. As I finished my clue, I wove in the ends of
Right.
my clue. And if you weren't doing the starting point, I would strongly suggest that you do that, because when you were done that massive thing,
Yeah.
and you're so excited because you're done, and then you turn it over and you have all those ends. Yeah.
So anyway, there we go. So that's my finished object, and it's going to look much, much prettier when Helen puts the picture up. But it's really pretty.
Yeah.
I love it. So can't wait to see it.
We have 100 lights.
Yep. So there you go.
And if you need to find lights in July, then Michael's charging you $10 for 50 lights.
Walmart
Walmart.
has lights. They're at the end. They're in their party supplies. Let me save you some time. Okay.
So,
Finished object. Done. All right. How many whips are you showing today?
I just have 2 others because everything
Okay.
has been all ho-he all the time.
I have 3. So
You go
I'm
first.
going to show my first one, okay?
I'm going to have a drink.
Why don't you do that? I started a new blanket. I'm crocheting a new blanket. This is the Naya blanket. It's a mosaic blanket because, I'm
Such a prolific crocheter.
I'm a professional crocheter now, so that I can do
No. You went and you looked at the pattern.
that.
And you read the pattern and you said, I think I can do this.
And I really think I can.
So if you understand the stitches as you're reading the pattern, then you're good.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned.
This is, you can buy the pattern on Ravelry, or you can go through her website, and there she has it as part of her blog for free. So that's why I printed out this page, because I'm doing it on her blog, and I didn't want to try and print out all that. I do it on my iPad. But it is going to look like that, not in those colors, but it's going to look like that when I am finished.
Have you picked all your colors, or are you picking as you go?
Nope, I have all 7 colors.
Okay.
So, here is my basket of my crochet blanket.
That
With Spike.
is my teenage dog. He does not like Mary Beth's color choice.
Here are my colors. So I have 7 different colors. Again, because I brought this up a couple of episodes ago. These are the remains from my temperature blanket, which I didn't finish. And I was using them
It's
to
good that
make...
you're ultimately going to use them.
Well, I was doing... The last time I brought it up, it was because I was crocheting circles and then squaring them off, and I was going to sew them all together to make a blanket.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do that anymore. Because, oh look, bright shiny object. I found something else.
Tune in podcast episode 34 where Mary Beth changes her blanket yet again.
Again. Anyway. So, here we go. These are my colors. I have 7 colors. They're 100% acrylic, which I normally would be, ew, I don't want to do that. But we have a beautiful back deck right now, and I thought in the fall, having a chair outside and you have a blanket over the chair, you don't want to put a $24 skein of yarn outside where, you know,
Times 10, yeah.
there are birds and bugs and yuck. What I'm going to do is I'm using acrylic so it can be our outdoor blanket. If we're sitting out there and we want to, you just want to throw something around you. When my nephews come to visit and they want to take a blanket to make a fort out of, this is going to be perfect. If the dog catches her nail in it, I'm not going to get too worried about it. It's the blanket that's going to be out for, you know,
I was going to say, there are uses for acrylic yarn.
Right.
And when you're doing a blanket where you, even if you wanted to put the, you know, you can't afford.
Right. So,
100 skeins of, you know, DK weight yarn to make a blanket.
So this is going to be an everyday use blanket, and I'm using up the acrylic yarn that we have. All right, so my first color is the orange, and then I went into the purple. As you can see, I have done a tremendous amount on this blanket.
You have, look, you chained. How many stitches do you have?
267 stitches, because you start with a multiple of 12 and add 3.
So you did that foundation chain, and then you managed with your tense crochet.
No, it's not that tense.
No, actually, it's really good.
So, and I've started adding the next color in.
Because that first row is a pain in the neck.
So, I'm working on, I think I'm on row number 3 right now.
Are they doubles?
Yeah. You did the original chain, and then you did a single crochet, I think, into each one, and then you did a double coming back.
Okay.
And then I'm doing a double going back the other way.
Okay.
So this is where I am. I mean, seriously, I'm at the beginning. It's going to be the border down here.
There's just something about crochet. It's very, I mean, we were just watching, I forget who we were watching, but somebody was saying the rhythmic of crochet is kind of soothing.
So that's where I am right now. I have lettered you take the 7 colors and you letter them A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then she tells you start with D, which is orange, and then add G, which is purple, and I have no idea what's coming next or what's going to happen next. I do know that with the mosaic stitch, I'm pretty sure that is just you're doing a stitch and then you go down 2 rows and you do it into the stitch 2 rows down.
You do like the front post double crochet or something?
Down into
Because I'm doing that on my next one.
The front, and then you come back up and do in reading it, I was following along and understanding what she was saying, and I thought if there's something that I come across that I really don't understand, I can either ask a friend of ours who's a really, really great crocheter, or look it up on YouTube.
The internet
and
is
see.
Fabulous.
So that's where I am so far. I am going to put a stitch marker in so that hopefully next time when I show you, I have at least another color added. We shall see.
Well, you've done this much in 2 days.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. And this doesn't feel bad.
No.
I mean, for a blanket, this is really nice.
This is, okay. It's Vanna White, so I'm pretty sure it's Lion's brand. And it's the Vanna White something. But I picked it over a year ago. we got it at Joann's, and I know that they still have them, so that I can get more
Right.
if I need it, which I'm probably going to need. But yeah, that's where it is. So that's where I got it from. Blanket number 1. Notice number 1. Go ahead. You may show.
I may show.
You may show.
Sorry, honey. So, I have started,
Would you like me to hold this?
because we're all about crochet now.
Yep, we're crocheters. We're not knitters anymore. We're crocheters. I am very sorry. We have the camera on a drying rack that we use for yarn. And Drew keeps walking back and forth and knocking into it. So I'm very sorry for any kind of wobbliness.
Earthquakey.
I am going to bow out of the picture and turn off my phone.
So and cause further earthquakes.
Sorry.
I am doing the Lost in Time shawl.
I would just like to say that my phone is telling me that it is National Ice Cream Day. So everybody go have ice cream on us. We said it's okay.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Okay, so Lost in Time shawl.
I'm doing the Lost in Time shawl by Miho Crochet. She has a blog, and she has a ton of crochet shawls on Ravelry, and they're all free. And they are intricate shawls. And I just love the look of this, and I thought, you know what, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to start with the first stitch and go until I can't figure out what I'm doing. And then I will
Look it up.
on the next row, I will go to the internet and I will look it up. And that is pretty much what has happened every single row, because I am not a crocheter. Well, I am now, but I am not a prolific crocheter, and I do not know.
You can't say to us, do the bobble stitch, and we'll be like, oh, okay,
Right.
boom.
Or DCFP, like I have the slightest clue what that means.
I know that DC is double crochet.
Right.
So
And
I'm
then-
that
and I have now learned that it's front post double crochet, and then there's BP double crochet, which is the back post double crochet.
What's
But-
the difference?
When you're going in through the back of the crochet, the double,
Oh, okay.
and then you're going in through the back. And
Okay.
what it's doing is, it is bringing your color
Oh, to the front or the
to
back?
the front or the back. So
This is so
this is my Lost in Time shawl so
Oh
far.
my god.
And this is, I haven't really worked tremendous amount on it because I have to pay attention to it. So it's like if I'm in the car, or I just did a little bit this morning. But I adore how it looks, and I'm extremely impressed
It is
with myself.
gorgeous. Okay, so the colors that you pick for this are stunning.
Yes,
They are absolutely stunning. All right, so do you know what you have?
So I have a lot of them are a Wonderland variety pack or gradient pack
Right.
that I got from Mary. Thank you very much. They've been waiting for the perfect thing. So
Who knew from that package
that I was going to crochet this.
this is what
Right.
would come out of it?
So that's a lot of the colors. Then the
The
green,
pinks. The pinks,
pinks,
right? That's
the pinks, the blue,
okay.
and there's going to be a cream
Okay.
that we'll figure in. But those are them. And then the green is this, and this is another swap that I got.
Is that this?
Yep.
Okay.
This was from my last Grocery Girls swap, and it's Vintage Pearls. It's a New Zealand based yarn. So it's Vintage Pearls. The color is Raina. And it is 70% New Zealand Polwarth, 20% Tussa Silk, and 10% Black New Zealand Merino.
Oh my god.
And this is our cake winder broke. It's one of our disasters this past couple weeks.
I am winding a cake of yarn, and all
And
of
all
a sudden I
she
have
has
a
the handle.
handle.
So,
I had to do the rest of it by hand. It was terrible.
this is one of the last cakes I did. But anyway, so in her pattern, she she gives you the pattern, and then she says, okay, if you can do it all, because I'm sorry,
That's
just
okay.
kind of going all over the place, but a lot of the crochet shawls that I've seen on Ravelry, they're using this it's sheep cheese, and I think they come in gradient cakes,
sort of like the Caron cakes, Karen cakes that you can find.
But it's like cotton or wool,
right?
And I think it's a European brand. I don't think we can easily get sheep cheese here, but everybody seems to use it, and that this was a sheep cheese, so that she didn't pick all the colors for that. That's just how the yarn crocheted up.
I think it lined itself up perfectly.
Right.
So I don't know that she didn't pick the colors, because does sheep cheese know that you need so much for this that it just stops and changes color perfectly for
or
you?
they go to the next color? I have no idea.
Okay.
Because I don't know enough about crochet yet, and I have no idea about this yarn.
We have no idea about the yarn.
So then she said, if you want to pick your own colors, she gave you a color. She is, I believe, Dutch, so you get your patterns in Dutch. But she gives you a color chart. So she gave the numbers of the colors that she used, so then I went through and picked all my colors.
Right. And then doesn't she tell you rows 1 through 6 is going to be this, and
it says rows 1 through 4 are 383, which was her color, the ginger gold.
And then row 5 is a different color, and 6 is a different color.
So what I did was I just took all my colors and did that. So there was a lot of prep to go into it to start it, but I'm thrilled.
It is
with how it's coming out.
Oh my god, this. Okay, I don't want to sound like old lady. This reminds me of like a Victorian thing.
Oh, it looks like a handkerchief. I mean, like
not even so much that. I'm thinking more the Victorian houses at the beach,
the lace
on Long Beach Island. The old Victorians where they have the different colors.
Oh, you're doing the architecture on the outside.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have those old Victorian houses, and they'll have 4 or 5 colors. The gingerbread will be one color, and the shutters will be another color, and the top half will be a third color. This reminds me of that, I think, a little bit, just because the way the colors all they're coming together so beautifully.
Yeah.
They're so pretty.
And all the different stitches.
Right.
I mean,
that's the thing,
it's almost like a sampler for all the stitches.
Right. Here, I'll hold this. Because that's part of it, is that you've got all these different stitches that are different colors, so that each has its own special spot.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you're not afraid of crochet, and you're a new crocheter, and you're not afraid to just jump right in, this is perfect, because you are learning. I'm learning all the stitches.
Right.
I mean, who would have thought that I would know how to make these fans? Or these baubles?
So the fans are in what color?
Oh, okay. This one is Hedgehog Fibers, the Opalite, and it is the remainder of my skein that I used in my snow melt. And the colors just went so perfectly, because I needed something that was, because when she gives you all the colors, she also tells you need 60 grams of this or 70 grams of this. So like the 70 gram, I knew I was going to use a full skein, so that was the green. And the 20 grams I'm using the Wonderland. And then I had a couple others that I needed just a small amount, and I had my colors left from my snow melt, and the colors matched perfectly. So
it's gorgeous. Oh my god, it's so pretty.
Yeah. And it's got a very kind of boho-y look to it too, because modern crochet has that kind of boho feel to it.
This is the thing. I didn't want to start crochet for the longest time, because all I could think of when I saw crochet was some of the older crocheted shawls, which have
covers.
No, but it's like they have a spot and they're beautiful for that spot, but it's not us.
Yeah.
It is not us at all. This is so us, and it's so beautiful. And I thought, okay, if I can make that doing crochet, then I want to learn how to crochet.
Yeah.
So I am honing my skills doing just straight blankets right now, because I started one of these and got a little discouraged. I was using the wrong size hook for the wrong type of yarn, and it just the when the cake winder broke, it was in the midst of winding all my cakes of yarn for this. So I only had 3 of the things wound when I needed 7 right away. And it was like all conspiring against me type of thing. So I decided to put that aside for right now.
I will say that crocheting in fingering weight yarn is kind of fiddly.
Yeah.
Because it has a tendency to fly all over the place because you haven't got the consistency to hold on to the hook.
Well, also,
it's just a feel. You get the feel for it.
And this is not only crochet. When you start something and you're working with 5 stitches or whatever, no matter what you're doing with your knitting or your crocheting, it's fiddly.
Right.
And until you get it to a certain point where you've got enough that you can actually hold on to in your hand when you're doing things and that sort of thing, it gets frustrating at times. And unfortunately, I always start doing this at like 9:30 at night. So I'm so tired and I'm fighting to stay awake, and then I'm trying to work with something fiddly, and it doesn't work. This is the type of thing that you have to, until you really get going on it, do it earlier in the day.
And even when I'm doing my granny square blanket, where it's the same stitch on and over and over and over again, I still need to look at what I'm doing when I'm crocheting. I can't, when I'm knitting, if I'm knitting stocking knit, I don't have to.
Right.
I don't have to look at it.
We've gotten to the point where we can just do it in the dark.
But my end result is just I'm so thrilled with this. And I was doing the fans this morning, and she tells you at the end of each row that you should have 10 fans per side, and there's such a thrill when you count. 8, 9, 10. Then you do the other side, you're like, I got 10 on either side.
Yes.
So
I was doing that with Hohi the other night because I was doing the lace, and you finished the lace, and I actually finished on the right stitch. I'm like, yes, I have the right number of stitches, because I very rarely do. But that's just
so. Anyway, Lost in Time shawl.
You're gonna give that to me for my birthday, aren't you?
No. No, I'm not.
I really think
I am really a horrible crafter because I do things that I like, and it's like, no,
that's mine.
Like, I want to knit the sweaters for the boys, but I can make my shawl, or I can knit a sweater for a boy
who will not appreciate it.
Well, no, I mean, I would knit him something just so he'd be cute for a picture.
Right.
So, anyway. So,
okay.
Lost in Time shawl. We've done enough on that.
Gorgeous. Yes. Absolutely gorgeous. It deserves every minute. All right. I'm going to show you my second blanket because I'm making another blanket. And I'm crocheting it too. I showed this last time, but I've made a little bit of progress.
A little bit of progress.
So I thought I'd show. My progress keeper is here, so I have done from there up.
This is a riot of color.
Yes. This is 100% cotton wool. It is Premier Home cotton yarn, 105 yards.
I don't think it's 100%.
Or 96 meters. Oh, no, you know what? You're right. It's 85 cotton, 15 polyester. I am wrong. Anyway.
It'll help it hold its shape.
Right. It's, again, Michael's. I had gone a certain amount, and I was going to get yellow to fill in. They don't make it in yellow. So...
Or at least we couldn't find it. And the other colors they had were darker.
Right. So I decided to stick with these. So I have
we
6 colors.
We got you the gray.
Right. So I have 6 colors altogether. And I am just repeating the 6 colors. However, as I repeat, I'm just reaching in and grabbing. So it is not going to go pink, blue, gray, purple, orange, green, pink, blue, gray, purple, orange, green, that sort of thing. It's the 6 colors are together, but then it's a mismatch as to what I am pulling out.
Oh my god, I love this.
It is really pretty. It's really, really pretty. I love the colors. Very citrusy, very summery. So again,
Sorry about that. Camera ran out of juice.
Anyway, we were saying with the cotton and acrylic blend, again, this is going to be the kind of blanket that you throw over the back of the couch or goes on my bed, and the cat can sleep on it, and it'll just go through the washing machine. So that's my next one. Just simple.
I just want to make all the blankets.
Well, with all the colors, yeah. So it's just a simple set of 3 crochets, and then you do a single chain, and then 3 crochets, and then a single chain. And
3 doubles, right?
No, Yes, 3 double crochets. I don't know what I'm saying. 3 double crochets.
Just 3 crochets.
I'm such a prolific crocheter now. I'm just making up crap. Okay.
Just crochet 3.
Crochet. Anyway, so 3 double crochets. Each little block is 3 double crochets, and then you do a single chain, and then the next 3, and you just go around and around and around. Very, very pretty. Love it.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. So I get to move my
Progress keeper.
progress keeper.
I have to start
And
putting progress keepers.
no, I have a ton of them. So here we go. Moving this up. Let's see where I am next time. Okay, so blanket number 2. Okay. Moving on.
Yes. The great excitement of finishing Hohi. I went back and found my Fairy Hill shawl. I finished Hohi yesterday afternoon, so I found my Fairy Hill shawl.
That's a big thing.
Which is a huge thing because I haven't looked at it since we moved. So I found it, and I knit 3 rows before I fell asleep. So I will just quickly show. This is my Fairy Hill.
So pretty.
It's Fairy Hill by Helen Stewart. It's the first in this year's Secret Shawl Society. So
We are so on top of these things.
yeah.
The 2nd and 3rd have come out, and she just sent out the yarn inspiration for the 4th.
It just, in knitting my 3 rows,
Reinforces.
I love Helen Stewart.
I know.
Helen Stewart is my spirit animal when it comes to knitting. Because she's very ethereal and pretty.
Right.
And lacy. So.
What yarn?
And I love her patterns. This is, again, Toad Hollow yarn. This was a one-of-a-kind that we did. I think we called it Tuesday's Child at the time. But, yeah.
Deadly Nightshade?
Is that what it is?
I think it's Deadly Nightshade.
Never mind. It's not one-of-a-kind. I was trying to figure out what it was yesterday, and I didn't have a band.
But maybe it's not, because you've got all sorts of bands in here, and I know that you're not doing Easter. So...
Yeah. No, I think this is...
Is it?
I think
is
this
that
is Bad
Tuesday's
Tuesday.
Child?
I think this is Bad Tuesday.
Yeah.
We had a bad Tuesday, and we didn't...
The yarn didn't come out right.
It didn't come out the way we wanted it to.
So we called it Bad Tuesday.
But we called it Bad Tuesday, and we knew we weren't going to repeat it. Which is a shame.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
It's very pretty.
And then you're going to have a second color.
And it's a very pretty neutral base. And then my second color is Desert Lily.
Leopard Lily.
Leopard Lily. From our Deadly Gardens. So they're going to be like that. So
Very, very pretty.
really not much to show.
Well, you
Except
started
that
it again.
You haven't seen it in forever. And you can't
Right.
really see. With that window behind us, you can't really see. Kind of blows it out there. But
No, I think it's okay. Looks pretty. See? There you go. When we moved, after we moved, I couldn't find 4 bags of knitting. And I was actually beginning to get a little worried because I was
all
pretty
our
sure
sock needles.
pretty sure I hadn't left them at the other house, but I could not find them. And we were unpacking pretty much everything as we were going, so that it was just... I was beginning to get concerned whether they had fallen out of something on the moving truck, and, you know,
And up until the last minute, we had been really good about the knitting.
Right.
And knowing
Right.
where the knitting was. So that,
Because, you know...
random
knitting.
people couldn't touch our knitting.
Right.
Um,
Anyway, I had my Fairy Hill and 3 pairs of socks, and as Helen said, I have pretty much every sock needle that we have because I'm doing 2 at a time, but most of my socks aren't at the point where they're on the same needle yet. So I have 2 pairs of needles per sock. So I have like 6 of our sock needles in these bags, and we couldn't find them. And I was saying to Helen, you know, there's still some crates downstairs that were supposed to, like, Easter stuff and Halloween stuff, and maybe they got stuck in there at some point. And then we had a great big suitcase that had some pictures
that we've been putting off.
hanging, and yesterday we said, all right, that's it. We're going to open the suitcase and we're going to put out all the pictures. Tucked in among the pictures, keeping them in place so they weren't moving around, were all my knitting.
We opened up the suitcase and I was like, oh,
Look,
there's all my project bags.
So I found my fairy hill, and I think I did 2 rows on my fairy hill. It's not like I did very much on it, but I did start it up again because I had just finished saying to Helen, I need to start knitting Helen's story because I really love her patterns. I love knitting them. I have so much fun knitting them. I love the outcome, and I just needed to get into. It's not predictable, but it is easily memorized.
Yeah.
Her patterns are easily memorized so that you can do it. So here is my fairy hill. And I will stress, I'm not as far along as Helen. Helen pulled hers out. I'm like, oh, great. Now you get to show me up with something else because you're so much further along than I am. But anyway, this is my fairy hill. It is being done in the fairy court. This was one of our sock clubs for this year. So this is the court of the fairies. This one is a little bit
if you
more
were
saturated.
If you were part of our club, this doesn't look like anything you got because we dyed ours on cashmere.
Right, so ours came out a little bit more saturated. Anyway, this is the fairy court, and then my second color is going to be our sea glass color, which is a sandy color. What is that? Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. Obviously, I have other things in here too. Anyway, this is our sea glass. It's a sandy color, a grayish sandy color with very, very small light hints of blue and green for the sea glass that you find on the beach. So that is what this is going to look like when I get it done. I have been spending a lot of my time on Hohi, but I needed to get my fingers in the fairy hill. So
you get
a little bit of time.
When you're doing the Hohi, you get bogged down in some of the sections with like the twisted rib or all that garter.
Right.
And sometimes it's just like, okay.
I want to do something that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So that's where I am. I am not very far, but I will be moving along. So,
Yes.
Yeah. I'm really very glad
I mean, when
that
you're
I found it all.
complaining about everything I've done, I don't have 2 blankets, and
Yeah.
I mean, you started 2 blankets. So.
Yeah. So that's where we are.
Yeah.
Anyway, knitting.
Done.
Yeah.
Crocheting. Done.
Yeah. We don't really have any sewing to show this week. We have made, so that's our sewing done. Alrighty. On to watching.
Sure.
Do you have something else?
No, I'm looking at the notes, and it's like from 3 things ago. So.
Oh yeah, no, here we are.
Okay.
So we have our reading and our watching.
Okay.
Our reading, we're reading Lunch in Paris for our book club. Okay, take it away.
I'm not a huge fan.
No, she's not. I'm a little bit further ahead than she is.
It's a light read. I just the premise is she has lunch in Paris and never leaves. Meets her future husband and never leaves.
Right.
I think she's
Cold.
Yeah, she's not giving enough. There are recipes in the book too, and it's like it's all about just okay, so now we went here and we ate this, and now we went here and we ate this, and I don't get any of the chemistry between the 2 of them because she doesn't give any little anecdotes about
Right, that's true.
who he is,
Right.
and what attracted her to him so violently.
Right.
Not violently.
Quickly.
But so quickly and so passionately. And, she goes to meet his parents, and it's just like, I went to meet his parents and everybody spoke French. But there are no little funny anecdotes. Like the one we read, Weekend in Paris, she had little funny...
Yeah.
It was a memoir, but she threw in little funny stories
and made you really want to go and be a part of Paris.
And you're not...
Right.
I'm not getting the feel of Paris, and I'm not getting anything like that.
Right, and that's very true, because I was thinking, when you said that, reading the other one, I wanted to get on the plane right away and go experience her Paris.
And I could take the book and I could walk down a street in my head and I would see the streets of Paris.
Right. Whereas this one, you're not getting that at all. You're
Right.
getting, how Parisians are from her point of view, which I'm not sure is a very positive point, you know?
Yeah, she's I don't like her.
And that's the thing. She's kind of cold. Anyway, the recipes look really good.
Oh yeah,
so we're definitely going to try
the
some
recipes
of those.
are good, and we'll try the recipes. But if I will probably stick with it until we actually meet for book club, and then I will probably not go back to it.
Yeah, I will finish it because I'm quite a bit further on than you are, so I will finish the book. But I am kind of excited to try some of the recipes because some of them look really, really good.
And I mean, for that, it's like, you know, she should have just touted it as a cookbook.
Right.
This is a cookbook. I love to cook. I went to Paris. I learned about, you know, the food that they serve in the Paris restaurants, and you know, throw a little funny story with each recipe rather than trying to do this whole big memoir and throw recipes in.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. So that's basically what we're doing, what we've been reading. I did finish the Inspector Gamache series, and I am totally caught up on that. So, and again, Louise Penny, really, really, really strongly recommend those. Love those. But, all right, so what are we watching?
We've had some good watching.
Yeah, we had some really good watching.
Very
Which one would you like
watching.
to talk about?
We found Playing House on the USA Network, and we binged all 3 seasons. I cannot recommend this show enough. 2 friends. One of them quits her job in China and moves back home to help the other after she
throws her cheating husband to the curb.
Kicks her cheating husband to the curb. I see a lot of the 2 of us.
Oh my God.
In
Okay.
them.
So if you watch this, when you get to the end of the first episode, that's the 2 of us. You will know exactly what I'm talking about when you watch the end of the first episode, but that's the 2 of us.
It's just, I mean, they're very, very close, obviously, and they can just look at each other and laugh, so that there's an affinity that we feel towards them. It's a very, very funny show, and season 3 was very poignant, and you didn't expect to get that from that particular show.
Right,
so.
As Helen said
I'm not supposed to cry at this show.
Yeah. It's very, very good. So no, definitely recommend that.
Highly, highly recommend it.
And then the other one that we started watching is called Sorted Food, which we heard about from Opera Joe, right?
Opera Joe put something up on Instagram saying that if you're not watching, you should watch. It's there on YouTube.
Okay. This is a set of 4 English guys who cook food. But oh my God. It's just so funny.
One of them
like
is a professional chef.
10, 15 minutes each. And there's a 5th guy as part of it. He is the one that cooks everything ahead of time to make sure that it's actually going to work.
And picks the recipes.
And picks recipes and certain things like that. But oh my word.
The other 3 are normal.
Yeah, we're not chefs. We're normal. Oh my God.
They just make you laugh so hard.
Really, really, really hard. And I mean, there's some things, they did an entire episode where they had
juvenile male at times.
Yes.
But
and there's one episode where they all had shock collars on. And
and when you're cooking,
they had
somebody's shocking you randomly, and it's just, oh my God.
I mean, there were eggs flying through the air, and it's just, you shouldn't be laughing at this because basically one person is torturing the other 3, but oh my God, it was so
very funny. You get very little cooking knowledge out of it. I mean, you do get something.
You do get some stuff,
It's more humor.
And then they always they say that their recipes are on their website so that you can always go and do them.
Very, very English. Very big into curry and
right. But the recipes are relatable enough that you could do them.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
That if you see something that you like,
they make it so those 3 idiots can cook them.
You can definitely. And we're not using that word.
They call themselves the British idiots.
They call themselves 3 British idiots.
Right.
So it's not like we're being pejorative or anything like that. We're just using their words. Oh, it is so funny.
Yes.
It is really, 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 really funny. So if you have a chance, it's called Sorted Food on YouTube. Go check it out.
And they have several seasons, so we're not even close to caught up.
Yep, we are we're about halfway done season 2, and just really, really enjoying it. So recommend it. Okay, Oh, we did want to say we found it. I know that this is very, very important to all
I
of
was
you.
going to say you're all waiting with bated breath.
We found a new trivia game. So we are going to be happy because we found a new trivia game. It's at the Village Pub here in Washington Township, and it's a great game. It really is. They have 6 different episodes that they do.
Not episodes, sections.
Sections. 6 different sections that they do each night. And we've done Super Password and
Chain Reaction.
And there's one that was Cars and Planes, and you had to...
They put a picture up on the screen of a car or a plane or, a spaceship.
That's been in a TV show or a movie, and you had to identify it. They put up, out of 10, I think they had 8 spaceships that all looked exactly the same. We got one
WTF and not WTF. The actual words may have escaped my lips a couple times with that one, because that is just so not me.
They had one that had a droid in it, so I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that's a Star Wars one.
Oh, and there was one that did have R2-D2. I'm like, I know that because I know R2-D2, so just put Star Wars.
Right. So there was that. And then they had one that, they gave you one-liners from movies. All movies from the 80s, you would think that we would have gotten more than we did. We got some.
And they put when they put it up, it's like, oh, duh.
Oh, yeah, when they give you the answer, then you're like, seriously? We did not get Ferris Bueller's Day Off? How on earth did we not get Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Because you have to get into the... That was our first night. You have to get into the thought process of how they work and how the whole thing works.
This past one, they had...
We did get... Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya.
He read that one off. We're like, yes! We know that one!
And we're the only ones. We're going to get those points.
We did have this past week, they had one that was, instead of doing one-liners, they did a still from the movie.
We did okay.
We did all right. However, no, we didn't do all right. We really didn't, because I think we got 40 points, 60 points for that. Yeah, that was, and one of them was 25 points.
Well, we got that 25 points.
Yeah, I know, but that 25 points went to one answer. We didn't get that many right.
That's true.
We have to start watching movies.
Well, no, we recognize
That's it.
them. It's
We're
just,
done.
Right.
We're going to watch movies now.
Yeah.
In our cardboard box.
We knew... I'm not good at pulling names of movies, especially when you have pounding music and pressure. My brain doesn't work, so...
It's fun.
Yeah.
We love it. We really do. We are not,
do not do well
going
at all.
in expecting to win or anything like that. However, we did have a pop quiz one where they gave you random trivia, and we did pretty well on that one.
Yeah. We did very, very well on the cars.
Yeah, they always... This past week they had a cars one, and we did pretty damn good on that. Which you would not expect.
And we did very well on Chain Reaction once we got into the...
Chain Reaction is it's a list of 7 words, and they give you 1, 3, 5, and 7, and then you have to figure out what 2, 4, and 6 are. But it's going to be like like library and catalog are 1 and 3. So you have library and what goes with library, and then also goes with catalog. So it would be library card and card catalog, that sort of thing. So that you have to, and then catalog something.
Right.
That's a very poor example because I don't know what.
What else goes with catalog? No.
But
like it was like board, blank, night, blank, something.
Right.
So it was game. So
board game night, night light,
yeah.
light bulb or something like that. You know, and you have to figure out the words that are missing. It's really fun. Yeah. We just enjoy ourselves so much. So. We are very happy to have had that.
Kudos to the Village Pub.
Yes, and it's all different.
And the food's good.
Oh yeah, that's also very good. But each of the games is different, so that you'll have one that's music, so you have to name the group that's singing it or the person that's singing it, and then you have another one that's based on a movie, and so it's all different. And
each week they give you different games.
Yeah.
So it's not the same thing week after week after week.
Yeah.
So
it's really fun. Cool. Having a good time with that. Okay. So, I think the last thing that we have written in our notes is the wildlife.
Yes.
Because we've seen some wildlife.
We've mentioned that we've moved to the country. And we've never lived in the country before. So, and most of our wildlife has been creepy crawly.
I was going to say, we have a jar. I put it up on Instagram the other day. It says something about the place that we've moved when we have a jar that is dedicated to removing bugs from the house.
And we've also had to learn how to go outside at night without letting in every single moth and night bug in the kingdom.
Mm-hmm. There was one time I came in, we let the dogs out, they came back in, I sat down and I thought that I had like crumbs on the blanket behind me because there was something that was scratching me, and I reached behind me and I felt it move. It was a June bug that was like that big that was attached to the blanket and sticking into my back. I put him outside. He made it outside alive.
She's getting up and she's walking outside. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm putting a bug outside. Where was it?
I could feel it moving through my shirt. So, yeah. And we do have moths that come in every night, but we're getting better at it. As Helen said, we're figuring out things like turning out the light inside and leaving the light on outside, so they don't get attracted to the door.
Yeah. But the other day, the dogs, it was middle of the day, and all of a sudden the dogs are going crazy at the back door. And I figured there was a squirrel eating our birdseed. So I got up and I was going to let them out, and then I'm like, Mary Beth, you have got to come here and see this. So she comes and she's like, what? I don't see anything.
Okay, can I point out? You look out the back door and we have the deck, and there's a railing that goes around the deck, and Helen is
obviously at a totally different angle.
6 inches taller than I am, so that her eyes are 6 inches above. Where my eyes hit, it was exactly at the top of the railing, so I'm not seeing anything.
This does not
seriously
come into play because there was a friggin' dinosaur in our backyard. A dinosaur that could have eaten my dogs. It turns out
she's huge.
I mean, she was massive.
She really was.
I just, you go to look out the back door and you think you're going to see this squirrel, and it was a wild turkey. It wasn't a dinosaur, obviously. She was massive. I will put a picture of her.
She probably easily came
to
my waist.
Oh my God. She flew because my first thing was, did she trample the fence? Because
we have a
makeshift fence of like chicken wire and that kind of thing to keep the dogs penned in. And
we hadn't gotten that completely done yet, had we?
No, we had, because we had just gotten it done, and I'm like, how the hell did she get in there?
Right.
And then she heard us. I wasn't letting the dogs out because I thought she was going to kill them. She was really but then she flew. And she flew over the fence.
Who knew that turkeys could fly? We did not.
I mean, she didn't fly very far, but then somebody was telling us, hi Cheryl, that where she lives, they sleep in the trees. So they must fly high enough to sleep in trees. But
either that or they have climbing abilities that we don't know about. These are the
dinosaurs.
ninja turkeys. Cheryl's got the ninja turkeys. Stay out of Pennsylvania.
So, wild turkeys. So
we are looking into,
so there's wild turkeys. We've got a whole colony of rabbits that are big. They're big rabbits. They're like almost hare size, because when they went jumping away yesterday, their legs are long.
Yeah, and then we've got a groundhog that shows up. We have a deer. We've got Yertle the turtle.
We have hawks, massive hawks.
Huge hawks. And so far we have seen a couple of blue jays, a family of cardinals.
Really?
Rude boy.
We have 2 woodpeckers who come for afternoon tea every day.
Right. The squirrels have discovered the bird feeder and are going inside the bird feeder. We have the titmice. The little titmouse birds.
No little sparrows yet.
We're waiting on them.
But I think
it takes them a while to fly.
Considering this, and the size of the hawks, that the sparrows may not come out.
But all different kinds of birds.
Yeah.
Really, the bird song outside is very, very
no
pretty.
Pigeons or mourning doves yet, which we were very big with in Keyport. But I think they stick more to populated areas.
And also, we are very overgrown. They're wide open spaces type of thing. Butterflies. We have gorgeous butterflies. So we are getting to know all the wildlife around
Yeah.
us.
And how to deal with it.
Yeah, because some of it we'd really prefer would stay outside.
Yeah.
Like the caterpillar that we removed yesterday. That was a big, black, spiky-haired caterpillar that...
I'm in the basement yesterday, and Mary Beth!
Came down with the jar, got him out.
And I just... Where was he going?
I don't know.
In our basement.
Don't know.
And why?
So,
I think that's good.
Yeah. No, it's really, we love the house and we love the place that we're in, and now that we found trivia, we're really beginning to fit in.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very good. Next we need to find knit night. That's
Yeah.
our next thing, I think, on the list. Trying to find a knit night. But after that,
And get to know people.
take over the world.
Yep.
Right? All right. So,
Hope your summer is going well, everybody.
right. And
And your winters for people on the other end of the world.
I have blankets to make.
Yeah.
And shawls to finish.
I have a hoagie to block.
And Helen's got to block a hoagie. And, you know,
And yeah, we also
job.
have to do the whole job and make money to fund the yarn hammock.
right. So, okay, one very quick note for those of you that are part of the yarn clubs, they will be going out early next week.
Yeah.
So expect them mid to end of next week.
Because I
And-
believe in 2 weeks there's a hashtag running around called hashtag the nephews are coming. The nephews are coming.
Yeah. We are getting a visit from the nephews the last week of July, and we are very excited about that.
Whole week. So
Yep. It's going to be very exciting.
yes.
Okay.
We may podcast with guests next time.
Yeah. You can meet Brayden and Cullen as they, you know, knock stuff over.
And zoom in and out.
Right.
And bring us the bugs.
5 and 3.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Boys.
age.
My bug colony is perfect for them.
Yes. They're going to love it. Okay. So I think we're ready, right?
I think so.
Have a great week, everybody.
Yep. Go forth and knit.
Go forth and knit. Enjoy. Bye.